Hi, welcome to Industry Standard Structural Design. In the continuity of design of steel structures as per IS 800-2007 introduction part, today through this video you can learn about type of steel structures and how to approach it. Majorly there is wide range in usage of steel structures, but if you see everything can be compiled within these types based on utility and based on method of analysis. Based on utility it is subdivided into commercial and industrial. Based on method of analysis it is subdivided into sway frame and non-sway frame. In this, the analysis types are always linked with utilities because in commercial building and industrial building, both will have sway and non-sway frames. Also, some special structures like space frames will be involved, which is also known as 3D trusses. And about that, will explain separately in upcoming videos. In all these structure types, the common things are material type, grade of steel, type of steel section, type of connection, and loads to be considered. These common things will play major role in all types of steel structures because these are depend upon design and project requirement. These are few examples of commercial and industrial structures. Commercial type structures are institutional structures, transportation structures, shopping malls, complex, railway bridges and structures, airport structures, showrooms, restaurants, offices, hospital structures, public and private sector building. Industrial type structures are warehouses, product manufacturing industry structures, plant structures like chemical plants, oil and gas plants, power plants, water and sewerage treatment plants, which includes material handling system like transfer towers, conveyor galleries, silos, bunkers, and other structures like cooling tower, crusher house, skids, etc. Supporting structures like pipe racks, duct support structures, steel supporting stack, etc. These are few main examples which let you to know the difference between commercial and industrial structures, so that with relating to this you can classify the structures if any which you are facing in your project. The challenging in these two types of structures are the common thing is structural stability. In commercial type of structure, the architecture will be more challenging and project requirement will be simple. In industrial type of structure, the project requirement will be more complicated and challenging and architecture will be simple. It may be any structure. If you know this difference, you can approach its analysis and design easily. Few images of steel structures which includes industrial and commercial type for your better understanding. Now let us see how to approach these types of structure. As I said earlier, all types of structure are linked with method of analysis which plays major role in structural stability. As a first step, you should choose the framing type and should be clear in framing plan. There are many theoretical parts for sway and non-sway frames which you can refer in books or internet. But in simple words you can say that sway frames will undergo maximum level of lateral deflection and non-sway frame will undergo minimum level of lateral deflection, which first comes in mind for industry people before approaching the any steel structure project. Also simply you can say braced frames are non-sway frames and unbraced frames are sway frames because braced frames lateral deflection will be very minimum. How to choose whether it should be sway frame or non-sway frame for a specific project. By considering these major points, you can decide the method of framing for analysis. First point, type of structure and nature of loading. For example, if the structure is heavily loaded like silo, then more lateral load will act on the structure in seismic case, which affects the lateral stability. Hence here braced frame, that is non-sway frame, is recommended. Second point, height of structure. If the height of structure is more, then structure will undergo more lateral deflection due to wind and also due to seismic. Third point, wind and seismic zone type. Based on wind and seismic zone type, if it is in critical zone, then lateral stability of building should be more. Fourth point, orientation of column. In some cases, we need to change the orientation of column due to some specific reason. In that case, minor axis of column may undergo for large movements and may fail in slenderness. In such cases, bracing will help to gain the lateral stability and also satisfy the design requirements for columns. Fifth point, aesthetic to satisfy architectural requirement. Mainly in some commercial structures to satisfy architectural requirement, bracings may not be allowed. In such cases, sway frames need to be approached. Sixth point, project requirement. In some industrial structures, to satisfy project requirement, bracing may not be allowed if it obstructs. Hence, in such cases, sway frame can be approached. Seventh point, client requirement. Last but not least, sometimes client may ask for specific structural system. In such cases, by considering them, we need to approach the steel structure project. The benefit for choosing sway or non-sway frame is economical. If you properly choose, then the structure can be designed economically. Finally, these are related to connections and supports which will be discussed in modeling and analysis part. So in next video, we will discuss about materials, grade of steel, type of section and how to choose it. Thank you. Please subscribe and turn on bell icon to watch more useful upcoming videos.